To our daily show, here's CJ.
They'd be your partner, they'd be your partner, and you're so vain. You probably think this song is about you. You're so vain. I bet you think this song is about you, don't you?
Welcome back, 1031, a little bit of change. Lacy McDonald, Rachel Lappin. Did I get it right? Lappin. Oh, god dang it. I knew I was going to do it too. I knew whenever I did it, I was going to put pressure on myself. I don't perform well under pressure, Rachel. Rachel Lappin in studio today. The Robert J. Ellison exhibition has been going on for quite some time now, a couple of weeks, and we were just talking. It's turning out pretty good, huh, Jacoby Arts Center?
Yeah, lots of community members showing up to visit the exhibit. We're so excited that Lacy and the library and Lewis and Clark asked us to host it.
Well, and take me through that. So last year at Lewis and Clark, or last time around, it was very well received from what I heard, and now it's got to feel good to see that folks are still coming out and checking out the great work of Robert J. Ellison.
It's been amazing. We had about 3 weeks that it was up at Lewis and Clark, and so multiple people said to me, you know, I'm not going to be able to make it during this time. Is there any chance I'll be able to see it later? And we didn't know then, and so Rachel and I started talking about it, and she and Jacoby gave us 6 weeks to have it up. It's in a place that people are already looking for art. It was wonderful at Lewis and Clark, but it was a little bit out of the way. And this way, you know, you can walk by Jacoby Arts Center and you see it in, you know, through the windows. And so it's been really wonderful to have that kind of visibility and to continue our partnership from Jacoby.
And Rachel, on top of that, it's got to be really great for Jacoby to have, you know, such a well-received and historic, really, you know, exhibition being on display right there in the showroom. Is it the main floor? Is it right there when you walk in?
Yeah, the main gallery.
Because I keep walking by it, you know, whenever I have to go and just, you know, go and check on some folks, and I always see it, and I always go, now, what do I call that main room? I'm learning, Rachel.
Yeah,
I am learning.
The main gallery.
The main gallery. Well, and how long does the exhibition take to normally walk through and observe?
Ooh. You can spend a ton of time. There's so many details. Lacy's gathered so much historical content for the show that you could spend a lot of time reading all the details, but you can also just kind of walk the timeline in 10, 15 minutes if you wanted to.
That's really cool. And the timeline, can you take me through the timeline itself one more time?
Sure. So the entire thing goes from 1963 to 1968. 1968 is when Robert Ellison was killed in Vietnam. But he started taking photographs. The first ones we have, actually, he was taking photos before that, but the first ones we have in the exhibit are from the March on Washington, Washington, D.C. for Jobs and Freedom, which was in August 1963. So you start there, you go through the March on Washington in the war in Vietnam, Selma to Montgomery, the Murden School segregation protest and school bus protest, and then the Mississippi March Against Fear. In 1966, and then it transitions into Vietnam.
Well, and what I think is so interesting about that is those are major milestones of American history, and to have a firsthand look at them from an Alton native, or you know, is one of the coolest things out there. Is the fact that we have our own special piece of the puzzle to the overall our nation's history. That's really cool.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, and Rachel, what's your favorite photo in the exhibition? If I had to put you on the spot.
Oh man, that's a tough spot. Oh my gosh, I don't know that I have one. Yeah, I think the most powerful thing about this exhibition is all of them together. Yep. And we we displayed them like a timeline. So they're all in a row. We have markers for the different time periods, and I think that's the impact for me, is seeing them all in one place. You know, you can go online and see some similar images, even some of these images, but to see them in person, blown up in gorgeous quality, and be able to walk the timeline is interesting.
And I'm sure, is there some background information on the photos too when you're walking by?
Oh, there is a whole lot of background information.
I hated to say such a stupid question, but I had to ask it.
No. There almost wasn't. So that's actually a really big part of this story. So Bo Jackson came to me at Hayner Library around November of 2022. All these photographs are actually owned by the Wisconsin Veterans Museum. So they were donated by Robert Ellison's mother after he was killed. And they're up there. Bo is a cousin of Robert Ellison, so he always knew that these existed. And he said, this is something that we could work on together. And I said, I would love to. So I got in touch with the Wisconsin Veterans Museum. They were wonderful, but they didn't have them organized. They just sent me 4,000 digital photographs not in order.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
I opened that file and I went, oh no. What do I do? So I immediately I sent the curator an email and I was like, so are there any like notes? Like I see you had a journal. Has that been digitized? Maybe we can like cross-reference some things. And he was like, nope, that's what we have.
Oh
and
my gosh.
So I think at some point, they wanted to process the collection. And, we have this kind of situation too where you're just trying to get everything digitized and then you have to go back and put in all the information to make it make sense. So I think that somebody had a box of negatives and was just going through them. And some of them had been used in previous displays, I think that they've done, but only about 10 or 20 out of this 4,000. So when I found out that there was no information, I was like, okay, how do I break this into the tiniest steps possible? So what I started with was just putting photos together. And I used, like Rachel said, there were photos, like especially things like the Selma to Montgomery March. There are photos on the internet that I could use as a reference. So I was doing everything from trying to figure out what shirt Martin Luther King Jr. was wearing at different events and then hoping he didn't repeat his outfits to looking at street signs and highway markers and what was on people's protest signs. Like sometimes it would have information. What like celebrities were at different things because like Joan Baez was at one of the marches, stuff like that. And so it was just me being like, well, I love this photo, but I don't know where it's from. And so what you see is the ones I could figure out. And I had a lovely experience working with different researchers in different places. I got in touch with someone from the Civil Rights Movement Archive because, and this is my craziest story, I was trying to figure out a photo and it had the name of a restaurant in the background. And I Googled the restaurant and I found a restaurant blog that talked about where this restaurant was, which led me to the Civil Rights Movement Archive. And that is how we have information about the Murden School segregation protests and school bus protests. I had no idea what any of it was until I found this restaurant blog.
Well, and that's something that I think is the coolest part of this is you really were the detective in putting the story together.
Yes. And she did such a great job. In selecting the images and and building that story for us.
Well, this is why I think, and I've always said this, I would be the worst detective. And I don't know if it's a men thing because we're oblivious to so much, like the sign. I would have never paid attention to protest signs or going, oh yeah, Dr. King wore a darker colored shirt this day, and then on this picture he was wearing a lighter shirt, but that'd be bad for me because I wear navy and white suits. I mean, they're navy suits, white shirt, that's it, I would be a terrible guy to help you
black
with
and white photos.
Yeah, and then you're done. That's the hardest thing about this. So what was the biggest indicator for you in a lot of those photos? Was it just matching them up side by side with some of those well-known ones? Was it was it some of the signage? What was the easiest identifier? Were they just all difficult to kind of push?
It was all difficult. But like I said, so I ended up talking to someone at the Civil Rights Movement Archive, which is an online archive of stories from the people that were involved. And the webmaster there was in several of these protests. We ended up using one of his quotes on the Mississippi March Against Fear. And he got me in touch with people in Georgia where this protest had happened, and they were able to give me the names of the people that were in it. So, and they'd never seen these photos before. So the Wisconsin Veterans Museum is now providing the photos to other organizations because of the research that we did here.
That's really cool. And to see that our research that you've done here locally is now gaining national attention for it, that's a really great thing to kind of claim pride in.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, and Rachel, I got to ask you, because you're at the, Jacoby a little bit more, I'm sure, than Lacy. What are some of the conversations that you hear from folks that are observing these photos? I'm sure there's some feedback given. Is it kind of mixed? Is it all just, wow, this is incredible?
I mean, the fact that the photographer lived here in Alton, died at 23. He didn't even have to be in the military. He was exempt, but he chose to show up and take these photos, and that's really powerful.
Yeah, and it's amazing to me that, to hear some of that testament to knowing how important it is to document those photos in Vietnam and really provide that information to the public. And then the tragedy that came with it is just terrible. But to know that we're keeping, his legacy living on here in Alton, and now nationally, personally, it's a really great thing from you guys, from everyone involved.
Absolutely.
Who was all involved in the exhibition, if you don't mind me asking, from start to finish?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to probably forget people. There are a lot of people at Lewis and Clark. Jared Hennings is the first person that I went to, and he kind of assembled a dream team of people to work on that there. And then when we moved over to Jacoby, you've got a lot of people that, we're putting it. Oh, and the maintenance department at Lewis and Clark put up all the photos there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Your exhibition committee.
Yeah, we have an exhibition committee.
That's
our
cool.
board.
Yeah.
My staff, Chantel, did a lot of the marketing and stuff. Yeah.
Really cool. Well, and how much longer do we have to see this? How long does it run? What are the hours at Jacoby for viewing?
So our main gallery is always open Wednesday through Sunday, 11 to 4. This exhibition is up until the 27th, but really this is the last weekend to view it. So try to get in there by Sunday to check it out.
Absolutely, and I really encourage you guys to, because that's a great piece of Alton history that the group and Lacy worked very hard on to provide, and really just a testament to all the cool resources that we have here in the area too, and through Hayner Library and all the amazing work that Geneology does.
Absolutely.
And speaking of that, there's a lot more to talk about too. But I gotta be a jerk here. It's 10:42 and I gotta pay a quick bill, so you gotta wait for this one. We'll take a quick break, but before I do, you just saw the commercial for Sparks Junk Removal. They are one of the best. Denise Sparks called me about a year ago and she said, CJ, I'm taking on the big guy. Everyone's so frustrated with trash. I got to provide this option. And she did it. And now as you see those purple and yellow trash cans, they're mating like bunny rabbits. They're just populating, all over the place. I'm like, there's one, there's one, there's one. And that's because of her commitment to customer service. When you call Sparks Junk Removal, you get Sparks Junk Removal. You don't get a call center, and then you get, what's your reference number? Give me a call back in 5 days. It's all there for you. It's a local company that lives local, and they live to serve you. SparksJunkRemoval.net, SparksJunkRemoval.net, and tell Denise CJ sent you over.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at SparksJunkRemoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, Free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBenderRadio.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Coming to Enterprise, ELO, Electric Light Orchestra. I gotta go to that one. I'm a big ELO guy,
Absolutely.
always rocking what he's putting down. September 9th, by the way, just in case anyone wants to get me tickets for, I don't know, just because. Coming out the pipeline, there are some Jacoby and Hayner partner events. These are hosted by Hayner, but they're at Jacoby, correct?
Correct.
I
Yeah.
love the partnerships. Hayner is there. This has been a big year for you guys, Lacy. I mean, everything's been great at Hayner always, but this year, everything is just blossoming. It's wonderful to see.
One of Mary's biggest goals has been to have more community collaborations, to get Hayner Library out where we can come to patrons, where we can come to people and provide what they need where they are. And it's been super fun because I've always liked getting to do stuff out in the community, and now Mary's just out there
making it happen.
Yeah.
And I think Jacoby realized the same thing, especially since COVID. The only way to get out was to partner with people that could still be open. And, I see a lot more collaborations in the community since COVID. So one positive.
And that's the thing, too, because I think COVID really taught us how to rethink how we do things, in our businesses. I don't think it was a industry-specific kind of question, and
not at all.
To see how it kind of spurs this, at least there is some slight positive to being locked away for a year and trying to figure out how to restart.
Yeah.
Now, Rachel, there are some fun things coming down the pipeline.
Yeah.
Fill me in. The floor is yours, Senator.
So one of the things we're partnering on is concerts. These are concerts that Hayner's always hosted at the library, but they're bringing them to Jacoby. We have a little bit better space for it.
Yeah.
And we get to share our crowds, get the Jacoby patrons to show up, get the Hayner Library patrons to show up as well. So our first show is What a Wonderful World. It's an evening with Mark Deverak, and that's on Tuesday, May 7th at 6:30 p.m. It's an all-ages family concert. He's a singer and a storyteller, plays guitar and banjo, all kinds of different instruments. Really fun show. I believe he's played these shows for Hayner for quite a while, but this will be the first one at Jacoby. So
that's exciting.
Yeah, and if you want to come to this event, you can call the Hayner registration phone number, which is 1-800-613-3163.
Please, because I gave out the wrong phone number once.
I heard that story.
Oh, okay. With that being said, there are more. There are more concerts coming down the pipeline.
Yeah.
So what follows that one?
The next one we have scheduled is Miss Jubilee. It's a St. Louis jazz and blues band.
Great.
Yes,
Wonderful.
Phenomenal. She's been to Jacoby. She's played with Hayner before, but now it's for both of us. And that is on June 12th at 6:30. So.
Well, and you at Hayner, Lacy, there's multiple locations to go and be a part of it, but I agree with that. To have more of a venue setting for this type, I think it's going to look really cool to kind of have that, Jacoby Arts vibe meshed in with what you guys already have going well for you at Hayner with your programming. Are people excited?
I'm excited. I think everyone's excited because, we have space, but this is a venue. This is a place where people are looking forward to going to the place and the concert instead of going to a concert which is in a space that maybe isn't built for that.
Right.
But I think it feels like it's a nice vibe. Like you're in a cool place, you're listening to cool music. And I think everyone's really excited.
Well, I like, too, that it's connected to that downtown district.
Yes.
Because I really think that's the incentive, the sell of a date night, is to go and watch a really great performance and then go, take your loved one or your friends or whatever to go to, Conservatory, Bluff City Grill, all those wonderful restaurants on Broadway, and really create a nice community setting out of that, too.
Yeah, and they get to bring their patrons and more exposure for our artists as well. We have so many great artists in our artist shop.
And that's what I was going to ask. During concert nights, can folks still tour and walk around and see some of that artwork? I didn't know if it'd be closed off.
No, our whole first floor is usually open for our events.
Really cool.
A lot of times our basement, our studio spaces are closed off. Those are private studios and classroom space. But
that's really cool. I just love it. I mean, this is a win-win. I'm just loving the growth here. So we have music. Are there any other partnered events coming down?
There's a couple other things happening. Hayner has been donating art books to Jacoby, and we have put up a little free art library at Jacoby. You can come and hang out and look through all the books, or take one home, bring one back.
What are they about? Is it about techniques or
anything? It can be about the artists, the techniques, any kind of art. So
that's perfect.
Yeah, any decommissioned books from the library they're bringing over to us.
Well, and just from some, because I don't read very often. I'm not Lacy. I'm really not. I'm not that good of a reader. But I a couple of biographies I read I've read about artists. A lot of times they found their peace in reading. So it's kind of a hand in hand scenario for this. It's really cool.
And just so you are aware, audiobooks count as reading.
Okay, that's true.
So,
That's
and
true.
we have the Libby app, which is a really great app for listening to audiobooks. So there are options if you're more of an audio person than a print person. So
Now I don't have an excuse. Did you see how I was just kind of put on the spot there?
just saying, CJ.
I reclaim my time. Getting back to no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, back to me.
Get your library card, and you can watch ad-free, for-free movies too with Biblio Plus. Getting back to the other events too. What else is coming down the pipeline?
The other partnership we have going on is Hayner does a monthly writers circle.
Oh yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, and so occasionally they're bringing their writer's circle to our gallery for an in-response writer's circle. So what they'll do is whatever show we have on exhibit, they'll wander through the show, look at the art, and then write in response to the art.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
And as always, free because it's hosted by the library. Anybody can show up if you want to just register on that number that I gave earlier. But or just show up, I think, even,
I know Morgan, who is in charge of the downtown library, and Johanna, who is our reference librarian, host that. So if anyone has any questions, you can contact them. But yeah, I think register. Ideally in the perfect world. But yeah, they've really got that growing, and they have a kind of a core group of people that come. I think they're excited about this one.
And this kind of, not to shows my lack of, I guess, ignorance, or my ignorance is just in general on this. Have you guys been doing this at Jacoby for a little bit now?
We've only hosted one.
Okay, good. So I'm not that far behind.
Not too far
Okay,
behind.
good. Well, I was going to ask because it seems like a really great avenue and a really great vehicle for so many folks to, have those conversations and maybe help propel them, and whether it's their, if they're an artist or just in general. That's really a wonderful.
Yeah, and this is for new writers,
Yeah.
not total novice to experienced.
Yeah.
Any level of writing. If you're just even curious, show up.
Now, are you a writer, Rachel?
No.
Okay, neither am I.
Marketing, maybe, but not a creative writer by any means.
Neither am I. I told a story one time on this show where I was in 5th grade in the Young Authors. I wrote a very serious murder mystery. It was awful. My teacher never looked at me the same, I'm telling you.
What a great program, though. I remember that. Yeah.
Do we do Young Authors?
We do.
Still
We
going
do.
on?
No kidding?
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks ago that they did the big thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I blame the election. I would just blame it on the primary. What do these partnerships mean for both of you? Because we've already touched on it with it's a perfect fit, but in the long-term goals of your respective organizations, is this something that you're going to look to add on to with more organizations outside of Hayner and Jacoby, but just keep adding to that umbrella of community?
Yeah, we love to collaborate. I think it helps each organization to maximize their resources. We all have different resources, different skill sets, different audiences, and it allows us to merge all of those things and just, be more powerful together, reach more people together.
Exactly. You win as a team, not as individuals, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And then, what am I getting? Hold on here, boss. I'm still working. My boss was sending me text messages. I blame you.
You should watch the show.
No kidding. With that being said, sorry, that was Mike, John. I apologize. Mike was texting. But Rachel, what else is coming down at Jacoby? Because there's always a lot brewing too, and I always like to make sure we get some love and make sure that we can recognize the cool stuff happening.
So we always have an exhibition running in our main gallery. We change those out every 6 or 8 weeks. The next exhibition is our regional high school show. So high school students from all over the region exhibit their work and get to be in a gallery.
That's Now, see, I would get a little offended going through that one because I have no artistic ability. And when you see all those beautiful pieces of art, I'm just going to go, why can't that be me? I always wanted to, Rachel, be either play a guitar or some type of instrument.
It's a skill to learn, though,
That's
too.
true.
So we also have classes.
That's what I was getting at, Rachel. Now, with your classes, how can we find out more information and sign up and be a part of it? Because there's a lot being offered at Jacoby.
Absolutely. So JacobyArtsCenter.org. Visit our website anytime. All of our programs and classes are listed there. We're also very active on Facebook and Instagram. So
really cool. Anything else coming down the pipeline today?
Well, we've got lots of stuff coming down the pipeline. So if you check our calendar on the Hayner Library website, it's got everything on there. We try to put things out on Facebook as well. So there should be something for everyone.
There you go. And as always, you can hang out with Mary Cordes as she'll be on next Monday, this coming Monday.
And Beth Phillips from the Genealogy
Yes, she'll
department
be
is
with
going to
us.
talk about her genealogy classes.
And those are really, really well attended. I'm
Yes.
excited about that. Lacey, your department's kicking butt.
They're amazing. I have the best staff ever, and everybody has their areas of expertise, and we all work together. And I'm so thrilled with who I work with. So,
And Rachel, is the feeling mutual for your staff and volunteers and folks at Jacoby?
Absolutely. We're a heavily driven volunteer organization run by a board of directors, and they've been amazing to work with over the last 4 years. I've been there for 4 years now. And my team as well. It's a small and mighty team.
That's just really...
We all take good care of each other. So.
Well, and that's what's really fun to see is just continuing to grow and evolve and trying new stuff and seeing what works. And I hope that you guys have the chance to check out the Robert J. Ellison photo exhibition, which runs until the 27th, Wednesday through Sunday. This is the last weekend to view it. It's like the weekends only ad. Once the 27th comes around, they're closed. And then you can always go about online and see these wonderful concerts that you can be a part of, especially at this great new venue. And you can find out more information on those at HaynerLibrary.org/events. And you can just hang out with us too when Mary and I talk about it again on Monday.
Yeah.
Lacey, Rachel, thank you for all the work you guys are doing and you girls are doing. And it's really fun to see all the growth happening.
Thank you for sharing it.
Yeah.
Oh, no problem. 10:56, we'll take one last break. I got to pay one last bill, and we'll come back and we'll wrap up the Thursday that was If I Can Stay Awake.